Hey guys, how you doing? It's Voodoo with the next installment of the walkthrough on Call of Duty Black Ops Veteran difficulty, and I've sped this cutscene sort of like cinematic up because it does go on a little bit, but it's pretty brutal, let's say. I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. There's been a lot of good feedback and stuff, and that's not good, is it? Not good at all. Come on, Woods. You can do it. This mission is called Payback. So obviously it sort of hints that we've got a bit of revenge. Now I hope you guys that are playing the game are enjoying the story and that. Obviously you are going to see a few spoilers in these walkthroughs, but I basically, a lot of the cutscenes, especially towards the end, a lot of the cutscenes I won't show. It will just be the gameplay, so you can, if you get stuck on the gameplay, that way you can watch it through, and that can show you where you're getting stuck. Now get down. We'll have some of that. Now let's get that guy. See, I couldn't get him. We'll take the other two out instead. Right. There's a case of hunting the guy down. I think he's Russian. Always look for the AKs with the extended clips, because they will serve you well in all game types. And then you got very narrow sort of like way up to the at the next checkpoint. You've got to really stick to the edges and grab cover as best you can. Get a grenade up there and see what we can do. Go wild with the extended clip. There's a checkpoint. There's a lot of guys in here. Let's get them grenades out. See what we can do. Push up. Yep, nice. That's that area clear. Push up to the next area. Shotgun. The shotgun isn't really. That's a more giggle factor than anything else. Keep shooting. Finger on the trigger. Get that lead out there. That's the main thing. Come on, let's push up. It's seriously busy up this end here. Yeah, you got. So there's a long gap between. Dear oh dear. You can't take a lot of damage. There's a long gap between you and like the cover, so you've got to take as many guys out from the back here as you can, and then that way you should be able to push up to the next piece of cover. So that's a real task. They're hidden in behind every sort of box, and then you've got Woods sat in front of you wondering why you're shooting him. So it's one of them things really. Come on, let's push up. Dear oh dear, look at this. I really should duck down a little bit more. Obviously I've said it in all my other videos, but if this is the first walkthrough you've watched of mine, veteran difficulty, any blood on the screen whatsoever, you really need to stay in cover until your screen is clear. Otherwise you poke your head out one more time and 9 times out of 10 you will be killed. So uh-oh. Not good. God, you can't really get a shot on this guy. I really should, yeah, so my health's gone back up now, but you really should stay ducked in. No, Wood's going on a mad kamikaze run. Go on, son. Have some of that. Oh, there's me shooting around the target. Right, just push up. That's the trouble. They're so narrow in these tunnels that you really don't have anywhere to go. You got to use the environment as best you can. Take this guy out. Pussy trying to run away. He's the big man when we're all tied up, but then when you're that's it. Have some of that. You dirty so and so. Right. Need to get out of here. Come on, Woods. I was going to say, give me a hand. Now what do we have out here? Aha! A nice hind. You'll do nicely.
You see the hind?
I certainly do. I see the hind. What am I going to do with this shotgun? I was going to say, put that right away. Now this can be pretty tricky. Same again, use the environment as best you can. There's quite a lot of enemies, so you need to really use the environment to your advantage and take as many out as you can. Probably a grenade probably isn't the best thing to throw, to be perfectly honest with you. It's best to just take the guys out. Now, when we eventually do get into the helicopter, I will have sped the gameplay up a little bit because it's quite straightforward. It's not so far sped up that you can't see what I'm doing. There is a few times I die in the helicopter, but it isn't sort of like too taxing. So that might look a little bit like Airwolf for the older guys who know what I'm talking about, if there's any out there. They got the used to be a series back in the 80s with I can't remember what the make of the helicopter was, but it was that you had Airwolf, Knight Rider and Street Hawk. They were like the three big sort of like futuristic-y type sort of things. They were big in the 80s. Loved it, along with the A-Team obviously as well. We love all that, all the good old programs. Nothing like these new programs you get. It's all the old stuff is super cool. Right, let's get in this hind. Now you've got rockets in the hind. You've got left trigger is rockets, right trigger is like a chain gun. And if you hold down the left trigger, that will sort of like prime the rockets, and you can sort of hold them down and fire. I think you get, it's 4 each. Yeah, you get 4 a side. So if you hold it down long enough, you'll hear beeping. And then you can just let go of the trigger, and then that will fire all 4 or all 8 together, sort of thing, all the rockets together. So that's pretty devastating. Now basically, what you got to do is fly through this sort of like valley as such, and just shoot all the enemy targets, and pretty much everything you see is an enemy target. So take out as much as you can, and that is as simple as that. It's not too bad at all. Good fun, definitely. So it's another one of these really good fun missions where you can just let rip and not worry too much about anything. So that is pretty damn cool. And boats can cause a bit of trouble. They've got big guns on the boats, and they really do a hell of a lot of damage to the boat, to the helicopter, if you allow them to. And these hinds, the enemy hinds, God, I found them more effective shooting them with a minigun than I did with the actual rockets. If you're lucky, you can get rockets on them, but they are quite difficult to sort of pick up with the rockets. If you sort of catch them on sort of like a mid-turn, then you're alright. But as you fly up here, I'm sure, yeah, here we go, missile lock. Took me straight out. Now if you just sort of like side dodge these rockets, they'll just miss you. So you got to literally fly sideways and sideways, and just push up as close to it as you can, and then get a load of rockets in there, and then that takes that out. So it's not too bad at all. We've got bridges and pipelines and stuff. It's all about causing as much destruction as you can, which I'm sure you guys enjoy that. I know I do. The controls are pretty good as well. I quite like the way they've done the controls with the helicopter. Sort of like, it just works how you expect it to, really. Or that's how I expected it to. So the controls fit really nicely. We are taking a lot of damage here. taking out the communications tower, and also taking out some of the anti-aircraft guns. That's sort of like your priority targets. That's what you need to do, and they will take you out. These anti-aircraft guns, they're not just firing blanks. They will definitely, if you allow them to, they will definitely take you out. So make sure you prioritise. There's a lot of RPGs and stuff as well, so you've really got to do as much damage as you can, and that goes to show you that you die there and then you've got the blooming whole lot to do again. So I would probably prioritise obviously the targets and damage. Don't worry too much about the radar. I wouldn't worry too much about that first. I would take out the targets which are causing you damage. That way that gives you a clear run just to mop up anything else that you need to. So that's definitely what I would do there. I still didn't do it on this time, but there you go. I don't listen to my own advice half the time. Well, I did play this mission again because I had to redo some of the mission, so I had a part of it missing, which I found on a couple of occasions. I had little bits of the mission missing, and yeah, it's a lot easier if you prioritise obviously the enemy targets that are shooting at you. But then you can obviously take out as many of these guys as you want. I've already had the nav point pushing me up towards the next area, but I've decided to stay and just cause as much damage as possible just for fun. There we go, there's another pipeline to take out. Ooh, lock on. Got some more hinds by the looks of this. That's worth noting that you can sort of crash into the sides of the valley and the rocks and that doesn't really do any damage to the vehicle. Well, when I've done it, I haven't been able to damage the vehicle by crashing into rock faces, so it is quite friendly to you. You can get away with a lot in this. It's not like a simulator by any stretch of the imagination. So one down, one to go. Let's take this one out. Like I said, just the chain gun can't overheat either. You can just literally hold your finger down on it, and that's what I did. I just kept my finger on it, and I kept firing rockets after the rockets take time to reload. So I just kept shooting at it, and that wasn't too bad at all. That's a case of heading towards the landing zone by the looks of things. As always, guys, this is part 1 of 2. Please don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Whack any comments you want, feel free to whack any comments you want, and if you'd like to catch me in part 2, I'll see you in part 2. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care now.